UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda.
Exercise can't be sustained. Eating can't be stopped. It's even harder to lose weight. Come and give it a try. Ginshikang L-carnitine chromium capsules. Plant extract, scientific ratio. Take 3 capsules each time. The active ingredient accelerates fat burning. Eat twice a day. Don't take a detour. Weight loss starts now. Ginshikang L-carnitine with chromium capsules helps you stay in shape. Please follow medical advice when taking this product. For more information, visit our website www.hgo.com or call 0800 335555.
Good morning, Uganda. Thank you so much for choosing UBC TV. It's time for The Real, and if you're just joining in, if you're just switching on your TV set, and of course the first image you're watching is from UBC TV, thank you so much for watching the show and watching UBC TV, choosing to be inspired. Always a good deal on that one. If you started the show with us, thank you for always starting with us. Now it's time for us to have a conversation, of course, from the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development. Sustainable extractives this time around. The theme, from resource to impact, aligning extractives with Uganda's NDP4 growth agenda. Now, we do have guests that we have who are supposed to speak into this matter with expertise. And in particular, we are throwing a spotlight on reviewing performance of the petroleum and mineral sectors under the NDP3, and are discussing Uganda's strategy to translate extractive resources into inclusive growth when it comes to the NDP4 that we are marching In studio to have that conversation with me is Miss Agnes Alaba, Commissioner Mines, and Mr. Joshua Lukayo, who is the Extractives Programs Coordinator. 0709 602592 is the WhatsApp number that you should save and be a part of this conversation. Only by text WhatsApp. If you send a voice note, I won't be able to play it. So use the text WhatsApp so that you are responded to effectively. My name is Julie F. Nataba, and let's dig straight into it. Good morning, Mr. Joshua.
Good morning, Madam Nantaba.
Yes, thank you so much for being on the show. And Miss Agnes, good morning.
Good morning.
All right,
yes.
Let's start off with Uganda having merged its petroleum and mineral programs into Sustainable Extractives Development Program. What was the reason for this strategic program? I will push it to you, Joshua.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Madam. First of all, good morning, our dear listeners, and thank you for waking up early to tune and listen to some of this very important information. I believe it will help you understand the extractive sector much better. Yeah, on the question of why there was a merge of the petroleum and the minerals subsector programs to make the extractive programs, first of all, in the course of implementing the two programs under the previous development plans and the challenges encountered then, we came to realize that actually the two programs were quite similar. And for that reason, during the course of implementation, there were a few duplications, and therefore the merger enabled more efficient planning, resource allocation, oversight by avoiding duplication of the effort. And this is mainly covered the entire value chain, both the minerals or mining and the petroleum. They have the exploration, development, and production. That was the key reason as to why. Basically to align or to enable more efficient planning, resource allocation, and oversight. And also, by combining the two programs, it created a more coherent and consistent policy and regulatory framework. And as you do know, this is very crucial. This is very crucial for attracting investment and managing the resources effectively.
Right.
Those are the core reasons as to why we merged the two programs. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Now let's look at the direction of value addition and industrialization. And I'm throwing this at you, Miss Agnes. Uganda is investing in beneficiation and refining of minerals and petroleum products. How is this shaping local content and value addition?
Thank you very much, Juliet.
Yes, please.
Yes, morning, our viewers. This true. Uganda is investing in value addition, especially of minerals and beneficiation, and as you said, oil and gas. We have recently witnessed the launch of one of the biggest gold refinery and a gold mine in the country. That is the Wagagai. And that operations currently is employing about 2,000 people. And at peak, we expect to have over 5,000 being employed by the project, the Wagagai. We launched the tin refinery in Mbarara, which is refining tin to the level of 99.85%. And we expect also more employment in terms of the local benefit. When beneficiation takes place with the minerals, what you expect is the business center getting up. For example, in Kisita, where we have gold, and there's mining, there's processing, and with value addition, we would expect a number of business hubs to come up as a result of those beneficiation and value addition to mineral. We expect to have retain the in-country value. Mm-hmm. Therefore, revenue will, of course, go up as a result of the value addition. And when revenue go up, the citizen benefit these royalties that come from such operations.
Yes.
And there will be benefit from the citizen and also procurement of local goods and services. Yes, right. Because with those facilities, you expect the local goods and services to be procured locally, and that's what the law requires, that procurements of goods and services to be done locally.
Right.
Yes.
0709602592, and somebody comes through and says, good morning, Uganda. Due to the fact that ever since oil was discovered, we have not felt any impact as citizens. I would like that gentleman to update us on what exactly is going on with our oil. This is Edson Mohanji in Entebbe. Please, Joshua, speak into what Edson's concern is regarding oil in Uganda.
Thank you. I want to understand this question as meaning, there are two ways this question could mean, and I want to be sure that I'm responding
to the right.
Yes. One, I would think it would mean what has come out of the oil and gas sector so far. The other way, I would take it to mean how far has the sector progressed in terms of preparation to fast oil. Now, I'll quickly touch the two, so that since I'm guessing and I do not have the opportunity to ask him to be a bit more clear, I would say, now, if it is in terms of benefits, what the sector has so far done, as we speak now, it is among the oil and gas sector, as we speak, over 38,000 jobs have been created, as we talk now. And as we talk also, besides the jobs, the oil and gas sector has contributed a lot to the FDI, the foreign direct investment. And also the oil and gas sector, let me get something which, okay, sorry. I put my note, but it isn't coming. Now, the oil and gas sector, first of all, in terms of jobs, it has created a lot of jobs as we speak now. And also in terms of provision of business opportunities to the communities, there is a lot that has been done. The provision also in terms of contribution towards the foreign direct investment, it has been one of the core areas. And so I would think so far, even before we discover we have the oil flowing, we're already realizing a lot of benefits coming in through. And if I'm to look in terms of, if his meaning, where is the oil and gas sector? As we talk now, first of all, we all know as Ugandans that the investment decision, the final investment decision for the sector, for the oil and gas sector has been announced, meaning that now companies can commit or have committed anyway, as we know, resources to move the sector forward to produce the oil. And as we talk also, projects like the ECOP, which would ensure that the oil is extracted and taken to international market, have kicked off. And by the end of National Development Plan 3, actually, we're looking at 50% progress for the ECOP project. And we are seeing the activities involved, like the field, like the central processing facility, like compensation of the land required for the project, progressed a lot. For instance, the Tilenga project, we have the land required for the project has been, as we speak now, is about 98% acquired. For the Kingfisher project, 100% of the land required has been acquired. Feeder pipelines that will draw the oil from the fields to the central hub that is in Hoima, that is Kavale. They have been constructed, fully finished. So there is a lot of progress already that has progressed in, if his question aimed at understanding how far the oil and gas sector has progressed.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Joshua. And I will also come to you, Agnes, because Joshua indeed has shared a bit of what Edson was asking, and indeed I was coming to you. What progress has been made in operationalizing key projects such as ECOP, which I have spoken into, but I believe there's also progress that has been made on your end. Do share.
Thank you so much. Yes, for the last few years, or over the 5 years that we are looking at the NDP3, we have progressed a lot in operationalizing of the key projects. Example, Kilembe Mines. Yes, the government went through a rigorous process of acquiring an investor, a partner that will partner with the government to develop the Kilembe Mines. And we signed a production sharing agreement with one company called Sarai and Nile Fiber Board with the national mining company. We have a national mining company that is in place, and that is to enable us redevelop the Kilembe Mines, which has been under care and maintenance for the last 30 years. The company has already commenced with the feasibility study, and we are right to go with the redevelopment of the Kilembe mines. We expect to produce copper cathode from the 94% that we were producing as blister copper. We expect to now have the 99.9% of copper cathode that can feed directly into the industry, and cobalt, because Kilembe mines is composed of copper, cobalt, and other minerals like zinc, manganese, and name it. It is a multi-element deposit. So the progress for the development of Kilembe mines has commenced, and in this NDP4, we expect it to start for us to progress with the operationalization and the mining. You talk of Wagagai, which was just launched. Of course, that is a whole integrated value chain from exploration, mining, and refinery. So the production of gold is on. Right. So most of those projects we are monitoring to ensure that they are on track.
All right.
Yes.
Joshua, let me come to you. What frameworks are in place to ensure that communities near mining and oil sites are benefiting equitably from these resources? And let's, of course, focus on oil, because, yes, on the oiling fields.
Okay. And of course, some of this, though, they cross-cut.
Yes.
And some of the benefits also apply to mining. One of the key benefit, which we all know, is the royalties. You know, by law, those are there is a percentage of the oil that will be produced that goes to the local government and communities where the oil is being extracted from. But also one other way of them having to benefit from the sector is having them also participate in the decisions involved. There are a lot of engagements normally undertaken, consultations are undertaken with the communities before most of these activities decisions are made on them. There is also corporate social responsibility. Most of these companies, in the areas where they operate, they do offer what we call corporate social responsibility. We also know that. We all know that. They build schools, make roads, give scholarships to students, among others. So those are some of the areas the community benefit. But above all, the local content policies. You know, the policies lately, let me say government has made it a policy that most of the companies are required to prioritize local workers, goods and services to stimulate the economy. And so by doing that, also the communities are benefiting a lot from the sector. Yeah.
Very well, thank you. If you want to be a part of the conversation, 0709602592. Now, let's look at addressing the issue of artisanal and small-scale mining formalization. I think this would be for you, Agnes. How can Uganda attract sustainable investment while balancing the issue of artisanal miners?
Thank you so much. The issue of artisanal mining is a global challenge. Yes, and each country addresses this based on their perspective. In Uganda, we have progressed with the formalization of artisanal mining, which definitely attracting finances in the sector. One thing that we are doing is to holistically address these issues of artisanal, and we have commenced biometric registration where these miners are biometrically registered. So far we've registered 7,300 artisanal miners, and 29% of that are women, while the 70% are men. We are also looking at demarcating specific areas for their operations, because most of the time the artisanal face a challenge of areas of operation. There's that conflict between the big players and the artisanals. So we have a regulation which is defining specific areas for operations of artisanal mining, and so far we've already granted some license. One license has been granted for artisanal mining, and a number of them have really upgraded from artisanal to small scale, because that is what the vision is, not for Ugandans to be artisanals for life. We're using rudimentary tools. We want them to upgrade. adopt new technology in mining while protecting the environment and coexist, collaborate with the big players in the sector. So we have also seen progression from artisanal to small-scale operations as we continue with the registration, with the sensitization to ensure that they adapt best mining practices. So we are on track. One of the major issues that we face is use of mercury in mining. Yes, Uganda subscribed to Minamata Convention, which is banning mercury in mining. We are trying to promote other alternative mining practices like using borax. There is even other technology like glycerin that improves on the extraction. So there's facilities to encourage artisanal mining to formalize. We put up beneficiation centers to train the artisanals. There's one in Intungamo on the base mining practices, and we will continue to build skills for the artisanals so that they form cooperative and they can access the collateral that is much needed in mineral projects, which are very highly cost expensive. They are very expensive in terms of exploration. Thank you.
Right. Let me come to you, Joshua, and let's talk about matters financing. What are those challenges, biggest financing challenges that the extractive sector has faced this far, and how can Uganda attract sustainable investment within those challenges? But also, while you address that, please do address how the ministry is strengthening governance, transparency and accountability, which I believe people like Edson are wondering what is there to be shown when it comes to the oil that Uganda says it has. So what are what is the ministry doing to strengthen governance, transparency and accountability at that, of course, including adherence to the Public Finance Management Act?
Thank you for that very good question. I'll start with the financing challenges. That is a very paramount question to us. Indeed, it has been a big challenge. One of the key challenges is the limited access to finance. You know, most of these banks, the banks impose very strict requirements. The capital available to small, medium enterprises is quite limited. The other challenge we have realized over time is the high cost of local financing. The high borrowing cost, interest rates make the local finance quite prohibitively expensive for most of the local businesses. Also, we have realized the high risk perception of most of these financiers to markets in Africa. Many of them perceive Africa as a high risk area, and that makes it difficult to access financing. There is also what I would say the weak financial or business capacity of most of our local companies or businesses. That is the poor capitalization, inadequate governance practices, and lack of experience with borrowing, the borrowing limit for most of these big monies. I think those are some of the key points I could take note. And also, by the way, collateral. The collateral required for most of this finance is quite too high. So there is lack of collateral to most of the many local entrepreneurs. The traditional collateral requirements can be a significant barrier. They can also be a barrier to accessing the financing. Yeah, I think that's what I can say in regard to financing. And the other question you raise is on transparency. What the ministry is doing to strengthen transparency, governance, and accountability. One, the ministry is ensuring that it will be assuring that accurate and timely financial reports on the operations of funds, and ensuring that there is a real-time information flow between Ministry of Finance and the stakeholders. That's one of the areas. And then the other one would be making government decisions in financial data accessible and open to the public, and ensure that all royalties, fees and charges are payable directed to the Uganda Revenue Authority. That is to eliminate this discriminatory kind of handling of funds. And also, of course, ensuring legal adherence to, for instance, the Public Finance Management Act, and then the new mining Mining and Mineral Act. We think by having those in place, I think we should be able to, we'll be good to go.
Right.
We'll be good to go, yes.
Thank you very much, Joshua. Now we
But also maybe there was a part which you brought related to accountability. Now in regard to accountability, to have enhanced accountability, I think the ministry is focusing on formalizing, like Madam Commissioner said, formalizing the artisanal mining through initiatives like biometric registration, as she said earlier, creating a centralized mineral markets. I think that will be key in accountability, and also digitizing the licensing rounds, which we have already started at the geological surveys, where we are using the mining cadastre, and forcing stakeholder participation. I think those will be key in ensuring accountability.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. We are looking at the extractives sector, and of course this conversation is with the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development, and really looking at the sustainable extractives sector, and the theme being from resource to impact and aligning extractives with Uganda's NDP for growth. And as we come from the NDP3. Now this conversation has to come to a close, but of course would love to hear from both of them as each represents a major sector. Agnes Alaba, the Commissioner, represents the minerals sector, while Mr. Joshua Lukaye represents the extractives sector, and he is the Programs Coordinator Petroleum. Now, let me start with Ms. Agnes. What should Ugandans expect from the extractive sector come the NDP4?
Thank you so much. During the NDP4, I will implore Uganda to expect a lot of development in the sector. One, we are looking at exploration. We're looking at the global push for clean energy. Minerals is going to be at the center, and therefore there is need to have further exploration. The focus will be exploration, critical minerals, marketing. As Joshua indicated, we need to have a centralized marketplace where Ugandans know that this is where I can take my gold if I get gold. So we are formalizing trade in minerals, and we expect to see more of the revenue coming into the sector, increase infrastructure to value addition, looking at increased adherence to compliance with the companies, and looking at more production from the mineral sector, because we are advancing the mineral sector with the policy of value addition. No export of raw material, raw minerals without processing. So we expect to see more of minerals maintained inside the country. For example, to date we have about 166 tons of refined tin that has been exported from Uganda, accessing the international market. So we expect to see a lot of revenue coming from the sector, contributing to the tenfold growth strategy of the National Development Plan 4, and we really employ Uganda to be part of this community in the mining sector. The community should support such projects, the landowners, because these projects will benefit the entire country. So that drive towards value addition, we're looking at a transformation of the economy through mineral-based industrialization. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Agnes Alaba, the Commissioner of Mines. Now let me hear from Mr. Joshua Lukaye, who is the Extractives Programs Coordinator, and in particular Petroleum. What should Ugandans expect from the NDP4? Thank
you. Uganda, in addition to what Commissioner Alaba has indicated, Ugandans should expect going forward a focus on industrialization and value addition, especially in the extractives. And of course, as we do this, they should expect to see generation of employment opportunities. We are envisaging a projection of about 160 jobs to be created in the extractive sector alone. They should also expect to see new industries. The reforms and the start of production is expected to significantly increase, to bring on board interests like to do with iron and steel, refining, petrochemicals, and that also is associated with a lot of benefits or opportunities for Ugandans in terms of service, some provision of services, that is business and employment as well. They should also expect more stakeholder engagements, because we do appreciate the fact that many of these activities we are anticipating are new. They are also, and they are to be undertaken within the communities. So it's important as a government to ensure that communities are informed. They are aware of what they should expect out of that. So they should also expect a lot of engagements between the government and them.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. This conversation comes to the end, but of course the show Good Morning Uganda does continue. For now, let's have a short break as you enjoy GMU Tourism Express. Good morning.